Welcome to the Deep Dive. We dig through the noise to find the knowledge you need, giving you a clear blueprint to get informed fast. Today, we're tackling something huge,
Yeah.
feeling like you need tons of time to get fit. When, let's be real, who has that?
So the title of this deep dive is How to Build a Healthier Body in Just 15 Minutes a Day. Our mission here is pretty clear. We want to challenge that idea that, fitness means hours logged at the gym. We're going to show you with science, with practical steps, that 15 really focused minutes, they can deliver amazing, actually life-changing results. It's about making fitness work for your life. Finally.
Exactly. And what's really interesting is this isn't about finding an excuse to do less. It's about smart efficiency. It's physiology.
Yeah.
The whole idea we're exploring is that your body often responds better to intensity rather than just duration.
Intensity, okay.
We're diving into high-intensity interval training, HIIT. Think of it as the ultimate shortcut to getting healthier when you're pressed for time. Okay, let's unpack that right away. Because honestly, it sounds a bit too good to be true for anyone juggling work, family, life. Why would 15 minutes of me pushing hard actually beat, say, 45 or 60 minutes of just jogging on a treadmill?
Right. It comes down to creating a kind of metabolic shock. So HIIT means you're doing these short, really intense bursts of effort, maybe 20 seconds, maybe up to 60. Then you have a very short recovery. That
Yeah.
quick switch from all-out effort to recovery and back again, it creates this massive oxygen debt in your body, and that triggers something called EPOC.
EPOC, you mentioned that's the real magic. What exactly is EPOC? Why does it matter so much?
Yeah, EPOC stands for excess post-exercise oxygen consumption. Basically, it means your body has to work really hard after the workout is done to repay that oxygen debt you created during those intense bursts.
Wow.
So with traditional cardio, you burn calories mostly just while you're doing it. But HIIT, because you pushed your system so hard, your metabolism stays revved up. Your body keeps burning calories at a higher rate for hours afterwards, sometimes like up to 24 hours.
24 hours from a 15-minute workout.
Potentially, yeah. That recovery period, that's where a lot of the magic happens. It's the afterburn effect.
That efficiency sounds incredible.
Yeah.
But do the studies actually back that up, like comparing calorie burn and heart health from just 15 minutes versus longer sessions?
Oh, absolutely. The research is pretty solid.
Mm.
Studies show HII can burn up to 30% more total calories session for session compared to steady-state cardio, especially when you factor in that afterburn.
30% more. Wow.
And maybe even more important, it delivers similar, sometimes even better improvements in VO Euromax. That's, the key measure of your cardiovascular fitness, how well your body uses oxygen. So you're boosting your heart health in way less time.
And I think I saw something about muscle, too. Like HIIT is better for keeping muscle compared to long cardio.
That's another huge advantage.
Yeah.
Really long cardio sessions, especially if you're not doing strength training, can sometimes actually break down muscle tissue for fuel.
Right.
HIIT, on the other hand, tends to preserve lean muscle. It can even help build it slightly. And keeping that muscle is crucial because muscle burns more calories at rest, keeping your metabolism higher overall.
So it protects your engine, essentially.
Exactly. There was one study, I think it was in the Journal of Physiology, found that just 15 minutes of intense cycling created similar molecular changes inside the muscles as 60 minutes of standard endurance training.
Just 15 minutes making the same changes at a cellular level.
Pretty much. And another study really highlighted the efficiency. It showed that doing just 27 minutes of HIIT total spread over 3 sessions a week gave the same aerobic and anaerobic benefits as doing 60 minutes of steady cardio 5 times a week.
Okay, the difference there is huge. Less than half the time commitment for the same result.
It's significant, yeah. The takeaway is clear. You can get fantastic results with a much smaller time investment if you focus on intensity.
All right, so intensity is king. But for someone listening thinking, okay, I have 15 minutes, how do we actually structure that time? What's the practical blueprint so we don't waste a single second?
Good question. You need a simple, repeatable structure, 4 parts. First, absolutely crucial, a 2-minute warm-up, dynamic stuff, arm circles, leg swings, torso twists. Get the muscles ready.
Okay, dynamic, not static stretching.
Right? Then you get into the core of it, alternating work intervals. That's your 20 to 60 seconds, pushing hard, like 80-90% effort with rest intervals. Those are shorter, maybe 10 to 45 seconds, just enough to catch your breath a bit.
Active rest, like walking around or just standing still.
Can be either. Active recovery, like light jogging in place, keeps the heart rate up a bit. Passive rest lets it drop more. Depends on the goal and fitness level. Then cycle through those work rest periods. Finally, wrap up with a 1 or 2 minute cool down. gentle movement, maybe some light stretching to bring the heart rate down gradually.
Okay, warm up, work say cycles, cool down. Simple enough. And you mentioned the work to rest ratio is key for customizing it.
Exactly, that's how you tailor it. If you're a beginner just starting out, aim for a 1.2 ratio. So maybe 20 seconds of work followed by 40 seconds of rest.
40 seconds rest sounds like quite a bit after only 20 seconds work. Is that really HIIT?
It is, because the goal is to make those 20 seconds really intense. That 40 seconds allows enough recovery so you can actually hit that high intensity again in the next round. If the rest is too short when you start, your intensity drops off too quickly.
Got it. So the rest enables the next bout of intensity. What about intermediate?
Intermediate folks can move towards a 1.1 ratio. So 30 seconds work, 30 seconds rest. That's a common standard.
And for the really fit people?
Advanced level, you're pushing it. You might do a 2.1 ratio or even higher, like 40, 50, even 60 seconds of work with only 20 seconds, maybe even just 10 seconds of rest. That gets really challenging.
Okay, so you progress by shortening the rest or lengthening the work, or both.
Exactly. But the most important thing really is relative intensity. It's not about hitting a certain speed on a machine or lifting a specific weight. It's about your 80–90% effort, whatever that feels like for you on that day. If you can comfortably hold a conversation during the work interval, you need to push harder.
That makes sense. It's personal effort.
Yeah.
Now, one of the best things about this sounds like you don't need a gym membership or fancy equipment, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk bodyweight exercises. What kind of moves work well for these short, intense bursts?
You want compound movements, things that use multiple muscle groups. For the upper body, push-ups are fantastic. You can modify them, start against a wall, on your knees, standard, decline, lots of options. Tricep dips off a chair work well too.
Right.
Mountain climbers are great for cardio and core.
Okay, lower body.
Lower body, squats are king. Bodyweight squats, jump squats if you want more impact. Lunges forward, reverse walking, jumping, all good choices.
And those full body burners.
Yeah, the full body ones really spike the heart rate. Burpees are the classic example. Love them or hate them, they work. Jumping jacks, high knees, running in place.
Don't forget the core.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Core. Planks are fundamental. Standard plank, side planks, Russian twists, maybe with a water bottle for weight. Bicycle crunches. Mix it up.
You mentioned progression with push-ups, wall, incline, knee, standard. That's a really clear example of how the workout can evolve with you, right?
Yeah.
Without needing to buy dumbbells immediately.
Precisely. That built-in progression is key. You start where you are, and as you get stronger, you just choose a slightly harder variation of the same exercise. That's how you ensure you keep challenging yourself, the progressive overload we'll talk more about.
Okay, but what about real-world problems? Like, I live in an apartment, jumping makes noise. Or I'm traveling, stuck in a tiny hotel room. Can I still do effective HIIT?
Absolutely. Great question. You adapt. For small spaces, instead of jumping jacks, maybe you do arm jacks, just the arm movement. Keep your core tight. Or high knees without the jump, focusing on speed and pulling the knees up high.
Okay, modifying the movement. What about noise?
For noise concerns, just eliminate the impact. Instead of jump squats, do deep controlled bodyweight squats. Maybe hold at the bottom for a second. Instead of burpees with a jump, step back into the plank and step forward. Focus on muscle tension and control rather than explosive jumps. Isometric holds are also fantastic here. Wall sits, plank holds. They build intensity through sustained effort, not noise.
So intensity doesn't always have to mean jumping and banging around.
Not at all. It's about the effort level, taxing the muscles and the cardiovascular system. You can do that quietly.
Perfect. So let's give people a concrete starting point. Can you lay out a sample routine, maybe that beginner one you mentioned?
Sure, let's do the beginner HIIT routine using that 1.2 ratio. It's simple. Start with a 2-minute dynamic warm-up. Get moving. Then you do 4 rounds of the circuit.
Modified push-ups, knees or incline, 20 seconds work, then 40 seconds rest.
Bodyweight squats, 20 seconds work, then 40 seconds rest.
High knees, march or run in place, 20 seconds work, then 40 seconds rest.
Plank hold on elbows or hands, 20 seconds work, then 40 seconds rest. Repeat that cycle 4 times total.
Okay, so that's 4 exercises, 4 rounds. That takes, what, 8 minutes for the workout cycles?
Exactly. Plus the 2-minute warm-up and then finish with a 1 or 2 minute cool down, some gentle stretching.
Yeah.
Puts you right around 11, 12 minutes total. Very manageable.
That is definitely a no excuses starting point. Okay, so people start doing this.
Yeah.
How do they make it stick? How does this become a habit, not just something they try for a week?
Right. Sustainability. Consistency is everything, especially with something this short. The schedule we often recommend is aiming for 3 of these 15-minute full-body HIIT sessions a week, maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Okay, 3 times a week.
Then on 2 other days, say Tuesday and Thursday, maybe just do a quick 5-minute movement break or some active recovery like going for a walk. Keep the body moving, but allow for recovery. Weekends, flexible, rest, play, whatever feels good.
So you're not doing intense HIIT every single day.
No, definitely not. Your body needs time to recover and adapt from that intensity. 3 times a week is often the sweet spot for results without burnout. And interesting tidbit from the data, morning workouts seem to stick better, something like a 43% higher completion rate compared to evening workouts.
Get it done before the day gets crazy. Makes sense.
Schedule it in like any important appointment.
Okay, but what happens after, say, 3 or 4 weeks? Your body adapts. Things start to feel easier. You hit that plateau. How do you keep progressing without just adding more time, which defeats the whole point?
That's where progressive overload comes in. You have to keep challenging the system. There are a few ways to do it within that 15-minute window.
Like what?
The easiest first step: adjust the work-to-rest ratio. If you started at 1.2, 20s work, 40s rest, move to 1.1, 30s work, 30s rest.
Okay, less rest, more work within the same time.
Exactly. Second, increase the exercise difficulty. Move from knee push-ups to standard push-ups, from bodyweight squats to jump squats. Pick a harder variation.
Makes sense.
Third, increase density. This means trying to complete more rounds or more repetitions within each work interval in the same 15 minutes. Basically, do more total work in the same time frame.
So faster transitions, maybe pushing for one more rep each time.
Precisely. You're constantly nudging the intensity upwards as your fitness improves.
Let's tackle some common roadblocks too. What about the person who says, look, I really don't even have 15 consecutive minutes? Is it useless then?
Not at all. That's a classic challenge. The solution: break it up. Research actually supports this. Doing multiple shorter bursts can be just as effective metabolically. So 3 separate 5-minute micro workouts throughout the day totally works.
Like a 5-minute blast in the morning, one at lunch, one before dinner?
Exactly. Find those pockets of time. We saw this with a case study, Michael, who traveled constantly for work. He couldn't guarantee 15 minutes straight, so he had this go-to travel routine: 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, incline push-ups using the hotel desk, some quiet squats, core work. He stayed fit by being consistent with those micro sessions.
That's really adaptable. Okay, last piece. Tracking progress. If the scale isn't the main goal, what should people be tracking to know it's working without getting obsessive?
Good point. Focus on 2 main areas. First, physical performance. How many push-ups could you do in that 20-second interval week 1 versus week 4? How quickly does your heart rate recover during the rest periods? Can you now do jump squats when you started with body weight? Those performance metrics are huge indicators.
Okay, performance improvements. What's the second area?
Second, and maybe even more important for long-term motivation, is quality of life. Are you noticing more energy during the day? Are you sleeping better? How's your mood? Are you managing stress better? Those subjective feelings are powerful feedback that the program is enhancing your overall well-being.
I like that. Focusing on how you feel and what you can do.
Absolutely. So just to quickly summarize the core principles for making this work.
Intensity is more important than duration.
Consistency beats trying to be perfect. Just show up. Schedule it.
Progressive overload is essential. Keep finding ways to challenge yourself slightly more over time.
Perfect summary. Okay, so for everyone listening, here's your action plan for this week. Let's make it happen. First, pull out your calendar right now and schedule 3 15-minute workout slots. Second, start with that beginner HIIT routine we outlined: 20 seconds on, 40 seconds off. Third, download a simple interval timer app. There are tons of free ones. They make timing the work rest periods effortless. And fourth, commit to just being consistent for 4 weeks. Don't overthink it, just do the sessions. Then you can think about progressing.
And one final thought to leave you with. Don't wait for the perfect time or Monday or next month. What if you literally only have 5 minutes right now? You can still start building the habit. Try this micro workout we call the Energy Booster. 30 seconds each of jumping jacks, squats, push-ups, high knees, and then a plank. Repeat that sequence just once.
5 minutes total.
5 minutes. It's a tiny start, but it proves you can fit something in. It builds momentum. Do that today.
You have the time. Those 15 minutes exist somewhere in your day. It's just about deciding to use them this way. Thank you for diving deep with us today.